Hola clase. Hablamos de verbos irregulares. Today we're going to talk about verbos irregulares. The first question is, ¿qué es un verbo irregular? What is a verb that is irregular? An irregular verb is a verb that conjugates according to the same subject boxes we've been using, like yo, to, él, ella, or usted, nosotros, vosotros, or ellos and ellas. But the conjugation doesn't exactly follow the normal endings that we have used with regular verbs. So don't get too confused and take your time. This is an example of some of the irregular verbs that we're going to be using. For example, ir, ser, estar, dar, tener, querer, sentir, pensar, dormir, volver, jugar, poder, poner, decir, hacer, venir, oír, conocer, saber, and pedir. Don't worry, we're not going to get to all of them today. We're just going to start with 4. So don't be scared, don't be frightened. Once you get the hang of it, you will do just fine. I totally believe in you. So let's start with the irregular verb we know, ser. We used this a long time ago at the beginning of the semester, or last semester, when we talked about the verb ser, to be, conjugating as soy, eres, es, somos, sois, and son. We use these to describe people or things. For example, gender of something or someone, what it looks like, what something looks like, where someone is from, their nationality, their physical characteristics, or personality. Some examples: the dog is white. El perro es blanco. The women are nice. Los mujeres son simpáticas. We are American. Nosotros somos americanos. Notice that we had to say americanos instead of just americano because we have more than one subject in the sentence. Same thing with simpáticas and mujeres. Yo soy de Iowa means I am from Iowa. So ser is a conjugation or translation for I am, you are, he or she is, we are, you all are, or they are. Now let's talk about the verb estar. This verb means the same thing as ser, to be, but we use it to tell us about different things. So we consider this verb temporary. It pronounces and conjugates to estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, and están. The reason it's considered irregular is if we notice in the first box, there's a major spelling change. But also, if you notice that in the second, third, and sixth box, there are added accents on to the regular conjugations. So if you look, only the first person, singular and plural, estoy and estamos, do not have accents when conjugating this verb. Once again, we use estar as a temporary form, so to describe people or things in temporary situations, like the location of someone or something, the weather, or someone's emotions. These topics are constantly or always changing, so we use estar instead of ser. Some examples are, you are at school. Tú estás a escuela. The students are in class. Los estudiantes están en clase. I am happy. Yo estoy feliz. It is raining. Está lloviendo. So when we're talking about it is not going to be used as specifically a thing, but we know that it is singular. So we know we're going to be in box 1, 2, or 3. And the word I is not involved, so it's not box 1. The word to is not involved, so it's not box 2. And we're talking about something or someone, meaning the weather, so it would be classified in the third box. Está lloviendo. Okay, now that we have an idea of what's going on, let's do some practice. First of all, make sure you think about the verb you're going to use for these examples. For these examples, you're going to use either ser or estar. After this, after I'm done speaking, stop the video and write these sentences out on your notes. It's good practice. When you're complete, you can raise your hand to have the teacher help you. The first sentence, I am blonde. She is at the gym. We are in the office. You all are from Iowa. The pen is in the backpack. Buena suerte. Good luck. When you're done, go ahead and raise your hand and have the teacher help you, and you can continue. Okay, we're going to double check those answers and make sure we really understand why certain things were used. So the first sentence, I am blonde. Our subject is yo, and I am blonde, meaning it's physical description of myself. So yo soy rubio, or if it's a female, yo soy rubia. The next sentence, she is at the gym. She is our subject, and we use star because we're talking about the location of her. So ella está al gimnasio. Notice we used al instead of a el, because a plus el put together is called al. The third sentence, we are in the office. We is our subject, so we're going to use nosotros, meaning our fourth box. Estar is our verb because we're going to describe exactly where someone is at. So, again, location. Nosotros estamos en la oficina. You all are from Iowa. You all translates to vosotros. So we're going to use the fifth box, and we're going to use a form of ser because we're talking about where someone is from. Vosotros sois de Iowa. Our last sentence is, the pen is in the backpack. It, or la pluma, is our subject, so we're going to use the verb estar. Once again, we're talking about the location of something. So, la pluma está en la mochila. We use it, or the third box, because we have to answer the question of, is it singular or plural? How many pens? Just one, so singular. We know we're going to use boxes 1, 2, or 3. Then we ask ourselves the question, 1, is the word I involved? It's not, so we go on and ask ourselves, is the word you involved? Nope. So once again, we go and ask about, are we talking about someone or something? And this answer is yes, we're talking about it, the pen. So we're going to conjugate estar in the third box. Let's go ahead and move on to our next verb. The verb ir. Ir means to go. This is also one of the most common verbs besides ser and estar that we'll use in Spanish. It conjugates to voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, and van. Wait a minute. So what we're telling each other is that the word ir, or the infinitive verb ir, meaning to go, translates to those words. That's crazy considering the fact that there is no I in any of those sentences except for vais. And the word, where does the V come from? Well, it all has to do with the sound of something. So the V gives a harder sound. So therefore, when speaking, we know that if we say voy, we know we're talking about someone going somewhere. The verb ir tells us where someone or something goes. So, for example, I go to the bathroom. She goes to school at 8 a.m. Marco goes to the park with friends. Thomas and I go to the office. So, I go to the bathroom. I am the subject. So I go to the first box. And yo voy al baño. Once again, to the el gets put together. Al baño. She goes to school at 8 a.m. Ella is our subject. Third box, va a escuela a las 8 de la mañana. Marco goes to the park with friends. Marco va al parque con amigos. Hey, there's that a plus L again. Thomas y yo vamos a la oficina. Thomas and I are the ones doing the action, so we classify that in the fourth box, or we. So Thomas y yo vamos a la oficina. And notice we don't put a and la together because a consonant, the L, breaks up that form. So a la is used instead of a l. Let's go on. The verb dar, which means to give. The verb dar is used to tell who and what is given. So it actually conjugates very similar to the verb ir. Doy, das, da, damos, dais, and dan. Again, doy, das, da, damos, dais, and dan. So some of the examples you can see are, we give the students a desk. Nosotros, we are the ones giving, damos los estudiantes un pupitre. Marta gives the pen to Isa. Marta da la pluma a Isa. The kids give the notes to the teacher. Los niños dan las notas al maestro. And you give the book to a friend. Tú das el libro a un amigo. Tú das el libro a un amigo. Let's do some practice. Make sure you think about which verb you're going to use for these examples. This time you're using either ir or dar. Stop the video, write these sentences out in your notes, and when you're complete, raise your hand and have a teacher help you. We go to the market. The students and I give the notebooks to the children. I go to science, and Marisol goes to history. Think about that. Who are all doing the actions in those sentences? You all go to the library. The friends give the apples to the man. You give the milk to the baby. Buena suerte. Good luck. All right, let's check our answers. The first sentence. We go to the market. We is the subject. And what are we doing? We're going, so we're going to use ir. Nosotros, fourth box, vamos al mercado. The students and I give the notebooks to the children. Well, if the students are the ones giving, as well as I, they, and I, we're going to use we. Los estudiantes y yo damos los cuadernos a los niños. Wow, that was a tongue twister. Los estudiantes y yo damos los cuadernos a los niños. The next sentence. I go to science and Marisol goes to history. Well, I am doing the first action of going to science. Yo voy a ciencia. But Marisol is doing the second action, and we don't classify in the same boxes. So, Marisol, she, is doing the action, and it's also doing the action of going. So, Marisol va a historia. So, put it all together. Yo voy a ciencia y Marisol va a historia. The friends you all go to the library. Vosotros, once again, because you all are doing the action. Ir, vosotros sois a la biblioteca. And our last sentence. Second to last sentence. The friends give the apples to the man. Los amigos are the ones giving the apples, so they are doing the action. Los amigos dan las manzanas al hombre. In our last sentence, you give the milk to the baby. If you are the one doing the action, then tú is our subject. Tú das el leche al bebé. I hope this makes sense. Now let's do some practice in classroom, talk through it, use it, and listen to it. Thanks for listening, guys.